subject area coordinators, parents, guardians, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, minasang konnichiwa. It is a great privilege to introduce to you our guest speaker this morning. Our guest speaker finished her high school here at Philippine Kichinkan International School in 2012. She was raised by her loving parents in a very multicultural way. At 8 years old, she has to leave the Philippines because of the work of his dad, who was an environmental scientist. Her family has to live in Hong Kong for 6 months. Then, they transferred and lived in England for 4 years. From England, her family has to transfer again. That time, it was in New Zealand, where they lived for 3 years and a half. Until finally, her family came back to the Philippines in 2010, particularly in summer. That was also the time that she enrolled here at PLJKIS. Even if she was exposed to different cultures, she remained to be rooted in the Philippine values and culture. In high school, she was a table tennis enthusiast. And whenever she was asked on what she would like to become, she would gladly reply that she would like to become an English teacher in Japan. In fact, it was also reflected in the yearbook. She continued her college at Mindanao Saylay, Gapo, where she took up education major in English. And in some of her major subjects, she was my student. She was a diligent student, down to earth, and a very responsible one. After college, she became an online tutor for 2 years, and she has worked in different companies via online. She got married 6 years ago to Mr. Joshua, also an American. Together with her husband, she is now based in Florida, USA, where she works as an elementary school teacher. Ladies and gentlemen, vacations, help me welcome our guest speaker, a dedicated educator, Mrs. Hady Marie Olsen.
esteemed school president, Dr. Hady Marie, to the chairman of Board of Trustees, retired Judge Antonia Escovilla, the other members of the Board of Trustees, school principal, Ma'am Ms. Rousseau, department heads, subject area coordinators, faculty, staff, beloved parents, graduates, ladies and gentlemen, minasan konnichiwa. I am truly honored to be invited as a guest speaker today. Before anything else, I want to thank Ma'am Luz, our PNJKIS principal, Dr. Hady Marie, our school president, and entire PNJKIS family for inviting me to be a part of such a special day. It's an honor to be here to celebrate this exciting moment with all of you, our amazing 6th grade graduates. But before we continue, I'd like to ask something very important. Graduates, please stand up. Take a moment to look at your parents, your guardians, and your teachers, and give them a big smile and a wave. Say thank you to them for their love, support, and guidance every step of the way. You are here today because of their belief in you. And lastly, while you are standing, please give them your loudest applause. You may now take your seat. I'm currently a 3rd grade English language arts teacher in Florida, USA. But just like you, I was once a student who sat in a school chair, nervous and excited, wanting to move on to the next big step in my education. I was born in the Philippines, but just like what was mentioned in the introduction, at 8 years old, my family moved to Hong Kong because of my dad's work. Then to England for 4 years, and later New Zealand for 3.5 years. In 2011, my family and I moved back to the Philippines. And it was at that time that my brother and I continued our education here at PNJKIS. My brother was actually a batch of Hady Marie, the daughter of Dr. Marie. I have lived in many places, and so I love the diversity and culture that came with each one. I've learned many lessons, but one thing stayed the same: my love for learning and my dream of becoming an English teacher. I started my journey at PNJKIS just like many of you. That's where I began to find my purpose. Later, I pursued my degree in education at Mindanao Pupusay Dayagaku, where my passion for teaching truly came to life. NKD gave the opportunity for me to teach online, and through that experience, teaching English to Japanese students. I discovered how much I love helping students learn and grow, even from afar. I want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart, PNJKIS and NKD, for my education. Both institutions gave me the foundation and support and the confidence to chase my dreams. After graduating from NKD, I continued working as an online ESL tutor for several years. I gained experience which made me grow professionally and personally. Eventually, I moved to the United States to teach in Florida. Alongside my teaching career, my husband and I worked hard together to build a future. Through our dedication and hard work, we have now accomplished one of our biggest dreams, owning our very own house and a home. It's a reminder with persistent, hard work, and teamwork, anything is possible. I have taught students from all over the world, and let me tell you, just like them, each one of you has that spark and potential to do the same. And as you take your next step into junior high school, I encourage you to continue right here at Philippine Nicajay International School. This institution has helped me shape my path and can do the same for you.